Hey, what's good everyone? It's MA76B-Ball. Here I am again, back at ya with another video. So I had a young baller reach out to me on Instagram. Actually, I've received a few other questions as well in regards to stretching. So I just put this video together just to show you my own personal stretching routine. It's not basketball specific, not by any means, but yeah, feel free to have a look. This is just what I do almost every day to keep myself limber. Hey guys, also please bear in mind these are just stretches that I do by myself. By no means am I a trainer. I do not have extensive knowledge on stretching and the body. So if you do any of these stretches and if you feel discomfort, please stop. Anyways, so you could just see these are, I'm going to start from head to toe. I'm just slowly rotating left and right twice on either side for my neck just to loosen things up. Now this one is, you've got to be really careful with this one going forward. A lot of us are stuck, looking at our smartphones all the time. So it's a good idea to stretch out these muscles in the rear and the side of our necks. This one I'm actually not pulling to the side, it's actually diagonal. So it's a little bit off centered and a little bit forward. So, and then again I'll do it on both sides, and I'm kind of showing like where it's stretching out on the neck. So just remember when you're doing especially neck stretches, just very slowly, very gradual, and then stop if you have any discomfort. And then I'm just going to end it up with just going forward and back and side to side just to loosen things up. So up next are the shoulders. If you do any type of dribbling drills, you use your shoulders a lot more than you might actually recognize. So a great idea to loosen up the shoulders, just rotating forward and backwards. It's up to you guys. You could do it by counting seconds or counting number of rotations. So just loosening up and warming up the shoulders. So this stretch that I'm going to do is by far my most favorite. I don't know, just when I do this one, I can feel like, whoa, okay, my shoulders are pretty tight. So just pulling across the chest, and again, depending how comfortable you are, just be careful how much you actually pull in across. Just be careful of the tension that you're using. So again, I usually do this twice on either shoulder and just alternate. And with all of these stretches that I have in this video, without a doubt there are probably other variations or better stretches that you could do. So, make sure you guys hop on YouTube and the internet, and if you have coaches or even your PE teachers at school, make sure you ask questions and try to find out what variation works best for you. So it's the triceps now, so I'm just changing angles so you can see here. You're holding your elbow, and then from your elbow to your fingertips you want to try and point straight down and just really stretch out that tricep. I'm going to switch angles here so you can see directly from behind. So just bring it straight up, hold at the elbow, and even using my thumb to push that arm down straight. So another muscle again that we probably don't recognize as ballers how much we use is the forearm muscles. So have your arm straight out in front of you, then hold your hand and slowly and gradually pull back to a comfortable angle. This one here underneath this really stretches out that forearm, and then you might have a good, you might really recognize how tight it is. So again, arm straight out first and then pull back, and again, I don't know, probably you can hold it as whatever 10 seconds or when it just feels right. I do a lot of my stretches just depending on when it feels right, and then again underneath this stretch here just feels fantastic. So like I said, this is my own personal routine, and I have lower back injuries thanks to years and years of snowboarding, so I am just starting to loosen up my back, just rotating the trunk and I'm not, you can see the rate of my rotation is very slow, and I don't know if you're supposed to look straight the entire time or off to each side. Maybe you guys can find out what you're supposed to do there. So shoulders just legs just a little bit wider than shoulder width, and just holding your arm or holding your hands and stretching off to the side. This works quite well for me. It just loosens up. There's a lot of times when you get a sharp rebound when you're playing ball and you gotta quickly reach behind you. Sometimes, at least I do, I might tweak a muscle on the side of my back. So I always remember to kind of do this stretch before playing. So now these are going to be very specific stretches for lower back. One of the guys that reached out to me on Instagram mentioned about hamstrings. So for any young baller out there, make sure that you know that everything is connected. Your Achilles is connected to your calf muscle. Your calf muscle is connected to your hamstrings. Hamstrings are connected to your glutes. If you don't know what glutes are, it's basically your butt. And then that is connected to your lower back, and so on and so on. So if anyone has lower back problems or tightness in their hamstrings, you can't just stretch that one specific area. You're better off stretching out the entire set. So simply going down, just slow and easy. If you start to get pain in the hamstring, then come back up. So in the first stretch I was just touching the ground. Now I'm just holding in the back of my heels to get a little bit more pull. Again, this is what's comfortable for me. Just turning off to the side here so you can see a different angle. And just making sure that the legs are straight. If you're bending your knees, that doesn't really count, so make sure your legs are straight. If you can only reach your knees, then fine. If you can only reach the middle of your shins, fine guys, it's no big deal. The point is that your legs are straight and you don't create any bad habits, and then you know where your starting point is and where you have to get to. So this is a stretch that I've never ever seen when I lived back home in Vancouver, and everyone does it here. I kind of call it the sumo stretch, no disrespect. This does your groin. When you go off to side, it'll do your left or right groin a little bit more. Definitely this is a stretch that you have to do, again, just like any other one, very, very slowly. So now I'm going to target the hamstring a little bit more when I kind of go off to the side, left and right. Again, this stretch is a favorite of mine. It really works my hamstrings. They're very comfortable doing this. And then I'll head over to the other side. So I do a lot of hamstring stretches in my routine because of the training that I'm doing as far as improving my vertical leap. And to really increase your vertical leap, besides technique and jumping, some of the targeted muscles that you want to build are your glutes and your hamstrings. Those are key muscles for getting up. So so I have a lot of hamstring type stretches in my routine. So now I'm doing quads. Now the key here, if you look at my shin bone and my foot, it's 90 degrees. You want to keep that L shape. Don't let the foot flex upwards. You want to keep that L shape or that 90 degree, because that really helps pull on the quad and really stretches it out. And then you don't have to, I guess in a way, you don't need that much tension if you're using proper technique. So next up is just another variation on it. Again, I've been doing this for years. I'm just accustomed to doing this. Also, this definitely helps out with strengthening ankles, knees, hips, and your core. Just keeping everything stable. Try to touch the ground. For sure there are times where I just fall over and I have to start over again. But it's great for concentration and just keeping my body tight. You see the little flash there? I had to edit it because I did fall over when I did my right leg here. So again, it's no big deal. You keep working at it, guys. Keep working at it in due time, without forming any bad habits. Just keep at it, and you'll get things down. Whatever it is, it could be your dribbling drills, or improving your jumping technique, or your shooting skills, whatever the case may be. So, anyways, back to the stretching. Again, here I am doing hamstrings again. I'm used to doing this one because I did this one a lot during snowboarding when you had snowboard boots on. This is a great stretch to get your the hamstrings ready for the day's ride. I just want to take a second, guys. I've mentioned this in some of my Why Not Challenge videos. Just make sure when you're jumping into your stretching routine that you're not jumping in cold. So what I mean is, make sure you, I don't know, maybe just a jump rope or you shoot around for 15-20 minutes. Make sure that body is warm, the muscles are warm, the heart is beating, a little bit of a sweat, and then get into your stretching routine. So now you can see me grabbing the side of my foot. For some reason this works out for me. When I go straight forward, the toes here, it targets the hamstring somewhat, but for whatever reason when I go off to the side here, it definitely hits it a lot more. Maybe this might be the issues in my hip, I don't know what it is, but definitely works for me. Now the calves, you gotta be really careful. You hear all the time about Achilles tearing, you know Kobe Bryant's injury and lots of other players out there. So for me, I really take it easy with the calves. I don't overstretch them. I actually don't stretch them too often, but it is necessary that you do it. Now bed technique here, that's bed technique. You want your back aligned with the back of your leg, a nice straight line, and then flex forward accordingly. Again, don't overdo it, guys. Just wait till you feel a nice pull. Hold it for a little bit, and then switch legs, whatever's good for you. So now I'm using I don't know what they call these things, a yoga bar or a foam bar, and this is just for my spine to straighten out and relax. The arms are out to the sides, so the shoulders are set back, and it's actually proper. What's the word that I'm looking for? Proper. How your body is supposed to line up when you're standing up and walking around. Posture, that's it, good heavens, and that's the word I was looking for. So I do this from time to time and just lie down for a few minutes, and just helps with posture. Now the next one again is specifically for me. I don't have the best posture in the world, so I try to stretch my upper back to make it a little bit more upright. So I'll use my arms as a counterweight, and then I will push back, and this really helps straighten out the spine. So now getting back to lower back, arms out to the sides, bring your legs up, and then you're going to rotate, and then just make sure you rotate all the way down and touch the floor. And when you breathe out, hopefully you really feel it pull on the sides. I'm kind of showing you right now with my hand where it feels like it's pulling and stretching. And then again, whether you want to count seconds or just wait till it feels right, and just rotate to the other side. Just as the same with weightlifting, guys, weight training, same thing for breathing when stretching. Breathing is very, very important. This particular stretch is really effective if you breathe in properly, because when you exhale, that's when you feel, like the rib cage and the lower back muscles, when they really get pulled when you exhale. So next up, I think I'll extend one leg. This is a common lower back stretch, and I am stiff here actually, so I can't quite get my knee down to the ground. So when these kinds of things happen, if you can't do the stretch as good as you want or as far as you want, a lot of it depends on your perspective, how you look at things. It's not like, oh man, I'm still stiff, I've been doing this for 2 weeks, like forget about it, don't worry about it. Then you just know, okay, there's motivation, I need to stretch more, I need to do more often. Maybe not necessarily push the stretch further, but maybe you just need to do it more often, because you don't want to end up injuring any part of your body. I have seen I've seen other players when they do this stretch that they would turn their head, so they would be looking at my right arm. So I'm not sure which technique is proper there, but again, hey, research it, guys, or just do what feels best for you. Now this here is actually a bit of a massage. I learned this from a video that I saw on YouTube. There was a gentleman who had lower back issues like myself. So this is just to massage the lower back and warm it up. And the option, I believe he would do it like this, and then afterwards he would actually put a tennis ball underneath and kind of massage it in the really low muscles. So now this next stretch is really going to target where I just showed you, kind of like the lower glutes coming down from the hip. This is a common one, you might have seen this before. So you line up your ankle on top of your knee or just behind your knee and then pull forward. And again, just choose how far or how much you want to pull and hold it for whatever amount of time is comfortable for you. And then I'll just switch legs. Line it up properly until it's comfortable, reach up, and then pull towards your chest. So the next stretch coming up is also one of my favorites. So I'm going to extend my leg out, and one of my legs will come up. I'll grab the knee, pull towards my chest, and then diagonally across my chest. This is key, and keep your hip down. You don't want to twist off to the side, and just pull diagonally across your chest. And again, this is for your lower glutes and your hips. You know, we use these muscles a lot more than we think. I think that the other one involved in there might be the hip flexor. So again, towards the chest, and then diagonally across, and make sure your hip is still touching the ground. So the next one coming up is a key stretch that I do at the basketball court quite a bit. And again, it is the same thing. It's for your lower glutes, the side of your hips. Also, you know, in the end, that also connects to your lower back. So I've got my leg flat on the ground, you know, across widthwise, and I'm just leaning forward. And it's a great exercise because you can really choose how much, depending how much you lean forward, is how much it's going to stretch. So it's a very just a very simple stretch to get into. So the next one up is kind of targets your entire back, and also, if done properly, it will get the lower glutes and the side of the hips. So my right leg is somewhat angled and in front of me, and then my back leg is fully stretched out, and then that weight on top of that leg. Again, I'm showing where it's stretching right now. Now the tricky thing with this one, you got to be, for myself, I have to be very careful because I don't have the best knees in the world, because your knee is twisted out to the side and going across your body. So just be careful and just be aware. Now, for the sake of the time of the video, I just edited out the left one, but of course you would do both legs. Now this is major key here, guys. With all our jumping and all our running, I don't think we really realize how much this particular muscle at the front of the leg, so it's I think I'll point it out here, hopefully. So I'm going to point out here, top of the foot, running up your shin. This is a muscle that I think I've never ever seen anyone stretch, and when you do this particular stretch, you can feel it. This I came from snowboarding, because we stand in the snowboarding stance and our knees are bent for 8 hours. So just putting your foot back, putting a little bit of weight on it, and kind of push forward, and this really stretches it out, and you don't need a lot of weight at all. It's a great stretch. I love this one. And I think I'm going to turn around here, and I'll just give you guys another angle. And again, like, the cool thing about this stretch, you could do it anywhere. You know, if you're waiting for the train, you're at school, whatever the case may be. It's definitely a stretch that I think would just benefit anytime, any athlete doing any sport, even anyone who just all they do is walk. You know, if that's all they can do, again, this stretch is pretty important. So now just some more common stretches for the hamstring, and also I would say also the back as well. I start with my arms up, and I just slowly go to reach my toes and just hold it just until I'm comfortable. Again, make sure that toe is pointing to the sky. If it's pointing forward, you know, you're kind of cheating yourself there. So make sure that toe is pointing up. As I mentioned before, for whatever reason, if I go to the side and I hold onto my foot and I'm actually pulling, it targets the hamstring much better for me. and then my last one, try to get low as possible, or if my head can touch my knee. And then I'll switch legs and just do the same thing. Again, no rush, I'm just taking it easy. Toes pointing up to the sky, both arms coming down slowly, and just hold it till I'm comfortable. And then I'm gonna hold the inside. If anyone out there watches this video and you do this particular stretch, if you decide to try this, this thing that I do with holding the inside of my foot or your foot, please, leave a comment down below. Let me know, or just, send me a message on Instagram. Let me know if it targets your hamstring a little bit better as opposed to just holding the toes. So now both feet, and go figure, this stretch actually is not very comfortable for me at all. So that's as far as I go with that one. Then I'm going to cross my leg. This is going to be for the lower back. Twist to the side. Try and pull that leg in so my foot slipped out. And again, you're just going until you're comfortable. Use your head and look the other way. And you can use that right arm to push against the knee to get your back twisting. But be careful with your back and lower back, regardless of age. Just twist until it's comfortable. No rush, take your time, step by step, week by week, and then you can twist a little bit more and more. So this is the last one in my routine. It's the exact same stretch, but I just sit cross-legged. This helps keep your back a little bit straighter. And then again, your right hand on the left knee, and you're using, and you're pushing against it to twist. And that's my routine, guys. For those of you who took the time to watch this long video, thank you very much. Thanks for dropping by the channel. Again, please, I've got to implore you guys, if you're not comfortable, if it hurts, just stop, and then please consult your coach or your whoever, a person of expertise. This is my own routine. But, without a doubt, however old you are, whatever sport you're in, stretching is a major key. Keeping your body limber, flexible, obviously is going to result in less injuries. So best of luck to all of you out there. If you guys are climbing towards a goal, keep striving, keep going, don't give up, and best wishes to all of you. Take care, everyone. Peace.